All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Sk8 the Infinity, Season 1, Episode 5. Reki took a bad fall.
He took a bad wreck.
He danced with the Matador, and it didn't go too well.
Yes.
Who's the bull and who's the fighter?
Yeah.
Maybe get this boy to a hospital.
Yeah, get him checked up. Make sure there's nothing permanent, nothing really bad that's injured here.
Yep.
But yeah, Adam was feeling himself.
Oh yeah.
Tonight, he was drinking this all in.
High on life.
For somebody that doesn't show up, I get the feeling that given how much fun he has at this, it's not just because he gets to kind of show up everybody by showing up. But I think he doesn't get to go out like this that much.
His time is spoken for most days.
You know, he lives vicariously, through his screens.
This is his escape. Like literal, okay, I managed to get away, and now I can do this for one night. Yeah.
I wonder if even as he's revealed to be this really wealthy political business guy, what have you, he has his own vices within real life that he can somewhat get, but because he can't get to go on S all the time, he would like to.
Smoking, after all.
Smoking is one that he says he cannot do, though.
Yeah.
So he can do it here.
Right.
But no, I don't think that's one of them. I'm talking things that he could actually get away with and stuff.
I would love to see that, because now that we had that crazy introduction for him, I want to see more of the home life, more of the, when he's not, donning the outfit and everything.
Where's the human being,
Yeah.
Because he's still, that we're in a world of human beings still, even with all the crazy costumes, the gaudy presentation and personas, the incredible flamboyant and colorful personalities.
Yep.
They're all still human beings. There's no superpowers. There's no actual
although I don't know,
crazy stuff going on here.
Joe's abs look pretty supernatural.
I mean, maybe I think we see the things that we want the most, as being the coolest.
Yes, no, that is a good point.
Yeah. But yeah, Langa, Reki, let's reset because this was a crazy match, but the bet has been lost.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, it's just gonna skate with them, you know?
There was no
Extra
terms
strings
on
attached,
on how much skating must be done or anything like that, So it's all right, cool, skate together, 5 minutes, and then all right, peace, never see you again.
Probably skate down S potentially.
Probably,
but yeah. All right, y'all. Without further ado, let's get into this.
I've got 2 weeks for full recovery.
Oh,
But there's no brain damage?
That's way better than I expected.
That's pretty solid.
Hope you know you're lucky.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Mia.
Oh, I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah.
I told you, no slime can beat the final boss. At least it's not my fault you looked like a fool out there.
What'd you say?
He said you look cool out there.
Nice.
I didn't say anything like that.
You sure that's not what you said?
Your boy here is next up against Adam. You've got work to do.
I should have never pulled you into this.
It's not your fault.
Let's level him up.
Oh,
Whoa.
What was that?
oh, yeah, but now the fear's actually setting in.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. An
So
accident while boarding.
Yep, exactly. Reki's spill remind him of losing someone.
Yeah.
God, their dance is
Sometimes
so
you get unlucky. If you can get lucky, that means you can get unlucky.
Yeah, luck does not have any inherent connotation of good or bad.
No. And there's no stacking karma so that you're
it's
due for a good result.
Outside of the bell curve.
Yeah, it's just no gambler's fallacy where you're like, I'm digging.
Yeah. Also, I think I probably mentioned this in the discussion of last episode, but I really like that Adam's move with the whole Matador thing and all that is based on just a guts who will swerve first. You know?
Yeah.
That just fits right in there with the whole bullfighting thing.
Right. And maybe even his thrill-seeking death wish kind of vibe,
I love that Shadow's just back there
Yeah.
in the corner.
Yeah, the fear. You're gonna remember this fear for a while.
2 weeks is only for the physical. Oh.
Whoa. Oh. Oh.
What was that all about?
I was just declaring my undying love for you.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, and now... Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta take care of each other.
Bro drinks milk straight from the carton. You're
Chad.
made for each other.
You want me to pull out of racing Adam, right?
You saw what happened to me.
I saw you ignore Joe after he told you to split.
I didn't think that level of insanity existed.
It's true.
Now we've seen it, though. So it's not a surprise.
Don't do it, Longa. It's not worth it. Thinking you're gonna get him back for hurting me, please don't.
Going to race him, Reki.
Come on, Oka. Play your manager card. Threaten his job if he doesn't listen to me. If he gets hurt, the only person to blame is me.
Do you think he was maybe feeling the same thing when you agreed to the race?
Okay. I guess I'll go and try and talk to him.
Someone's in a good mood.
I got to release all my pent-up frustration last night.
Yeah.
Turns out, I've got a date.
Oh, hello.
Wow.
It's not with her.
Oh, I got that.
I heard you'll be skating against Adam.
Guess we know who told you that.
No one told me personally. It's hot as gossip. These
Sure.
will keep you out of the hospital.
I don't need him.
Oh my
You don't have
god.
to be embarrassed. A lot of great skaters wear this kind of stuff for protection.
It looks hard to move in. I'll be much faster on my own.
No, no.
Hold on. You're convinced you can win against Adam, aren't you?
Does he have a bit of a death wish?
Shouldn't I be?
No. No, of course not.
He thinks he'll win? I guess he's
No.
committed to torture.
It's just that when you snowboard, you don't necessarily use those because,
Right, because you're not actually in... Yeah, or it's a lot easier to keep yourself safe.
yeah, yeah. All right, Mr. Calligraphy. Oh my god.
I chose the phrase repent and make effort. All humans make mistakes. However, it's our challenge to learn from them.
Ah!
Do you know him?
Never seen him before in my life.
Not a single time.
Oh, you poor dear, you must be dehydrated. Let's get you to a tree and in the shade.
Yeah,
What's the most important?
Idiot.
you're lucky that's all you're getting.
Cherry blossom only exists on that mountain. Shall I
Right.
assume you came here to fight with me?
Because I will finish what Adam started.
He really thinks he can win against Adam.
A beginner convinced he can beat the best. He truly is a strange boy. Take me to this friend of yours.
Yeah.
Maybe I am a little worried.
No shit, buddy.
Did he just...
Do Adam's Casper slide, taught him the basics one time, and off he went.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a true athlete right there.
Was he, like, famous as a snowboarder?
I mean, it depends, because when you devote yourself to a single sport, like, you can get
Oh, yeah.
really refined with your movements.
This one thinks he'll win against Adam.
You were there. Don't be an idiot.
Yeah.
I told you.
The higher pitch for...
Now I'll demonstrate how the love hug works.
Do you have to use me?
Using a spin, do a 180 with a minimal turning radius. Bring the nose down hard. That gives you the momentum to continue uphill.
Wow.
That's what makes it seem as though he appeared in front of you out of nowhere. Hello.
Too close.
It's pretty easy once you know the trick.
That said, the live race changes things.
Yeah.
Your opponent has to be right in front of you at all times.
And can't slow down.
Right.
It all happens in that one instant.
So wait, that's all there is to the love hug then?
Yeah, he's still using the law of physics, you know?
That's your
Like,
name, right? Your body reacts if it knows what's coming.
Right.
yeah.
It's not an easy move to deflect.
Even if you mentally prepare yourself.
A fierce skater with superhuman skills.
Well, you have to just keep him behind you at all times.
Right.
So go faster.
Yeah.
And that's really hard when he's got full mastery of his course.
Oh, yeah. He took a literal smoke.
A friend asked me to try skateboarding with him. He got badly injured. Never skated again after that. I don't want to go through the same with you. Please don't skate against Adam.
Yeah, let's not go through this mistake twice.
I wanted him to pay for hurting you. But now it's more than that. It's strange. For some reason, I want to skate against Adam.
Face your own fears.
Yeah, it's facing his own fears, and
I'll be fine.
Says who? You can't know that for sure.
I do.
and
'Cause
seeing
no injury will make me want to quit.
and seeing what maybe his dad had seen, you know, when he
Yeah.
dances with death, you know.
Do you swear?
I swear.
Are you a child?
Hey, this is the most powerful promise there is.
Oh, yeah,
Out there.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay,
Oh, what?
a new challenger. Yes.
Oh my god, yes. I love Chibi Adam.
Chibi Adam is amazing. I mean, he is on that rat race, you know.
That's right.
Welcome back. I have one set ready in the car.
Such a good boy. You've performed exactly as your master ordered.
Could that get any kinkier?
Bro, that's the vanilla stuff.
Don't worry, Dad. I really love skateboarding now. It reminds me of when we used to snowboard together.
Yeah.
Snowboy.
You showed up.
Adam here.
Not yet.
I bet he'll make a grand entrance for his comeback.
Might shoot himself out of a cannon.
Boss, he's probably just running a little behind.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Bro is Dracula.
A symbol of courtship.
What?
Thanks.
You don't have to accept them.
Are you rooting for the snow bunny?
Don't even start that, Adam. You're the one who ditched us first.
Oh, ditched us.
You ready?
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Huh. Cool, cool.
Hey, at least he's calm. Because main thing that Longa will need to be here is calm.
He's doing it again.
Is Longa gonna wait too?
What the hell's that rookie thinking?
Yeah.
Said take off.
Sorry I was late. Snowball. Anywho,
Nice.
No smoke for you.
Yeah.
We're taking this seriously.
Okay.
Adam won't push too far ahead of him. He needs a challenge or he'll get bored.
Yep.
Ooh, okay.
Hell yeah.
Love hug is not infallible.
Yeah.
He needs a straightaway in order for it to work.
Cool.
Nice. Because he needs to build up speed.
So just stay away from him on the straightaways, then he can't love hug you.
may I assume you've been well coached?
Yes. Just a little bit.
His strategy could be disrupted in the last leg.
Yeah.
So bad. You just used that boy, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was a deal that was profitable for us both.
No, but that's a good point because they also need to be going at a certain speed in order to have the whole go uphill thing work well.
Oh!
Oh, he's like aroused now.
To my bosom.
Oh, he's excited!
Yep.
Oh my god! Bro is...
Doing all that just cuz.
May I please have this dance?
Now that I think about it. Oh yeah, that's also super important. That way he can't get in front of him on the turns, but then also to unnerve them before you even get to the final game of chicken.
Yeah.
Spit in his face.
Here's Johnny!
What?
Please don't tell me my dear Blizzard Border's afraid.
Oh.
Oh shit!
He's matching him!
Quite the partner.
Yes.
A lot in common, you and I.
Your love hug won't work now.
Oh, okay. No way, he's still doing it even on a turn?
He's anticipating Longa's moves now.
Oh shit.
That's a snowboard technique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He transported him to a whole other world.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's like, my
I've found my new religion.
Yep. Ecstasy.
Yeah.
And
by turning around to go back uphill, he just lost the lead entirely.
Yeah, but this is only halfway through the race, though.
That dude's a freak.
He just stopped.
He's just like...
He's stun locked.
Found you.
Oh! Oh!
Finally, my own. True Eve.
Oh my god.
He's drawing me in.
What?
I love it.
Oh, looks like he's gonna go toe-to-toe against him.
If he wobbles even a little.
Too late to pull out now.
This is our Death Star trench run. Like,
Yeah.
they're going for max speed here.
And doing it on the turn first was probably... well, I'll save that for the discussion.
Yeah. This is it.
What was that?
For real?
No way.
Why now, of all times?
They're getting
You're
hacked.
kidding.
They're getting hacked, too.
Oh, shit. Is it the girl?
Yeah, it's the girl. I think she's onto them.
The police are here. Please get in.
Oh my god.
We shall love again.
We shall love again.
Amazing.
What are you doing out here this late?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Slide.
Oh, okay.
Get back here!
Yeah, they can't turn that car around in time.
Nope.
We took this location off the patrol route.
Contact the chief of police immediately.
You got in the way of my boy.
Yeah, exactly. You understand the power that I have.
It came to me when we were spinning. My gut said get closer instead of pulling away.
You just did it?
Yeah,
You promised you wouldn't be so reckless.
sorry.
I mean, that's the perfect way to avoid it, though.
I mean, yeah, but that's not the point. It's not about that. It's about feelings.
You need to stay away from him.
Yeah. He's bad news.
Yeah, I know.
Man!
But he also took Longa to a very special place as far as the joy of skateboarding. Yeah.
What happened?
Fun.
All right, cool.
Fun.
That's a fun way to make it so that they can have their competition, have it not be fully resolved, so we can have it again later at a more dramatic point in the story.
Right.
But he did show Adam up.
Yeah, Adam would have lost.
Yeah.
Well,
Adam might have been going easy on him the first time. Like, because with doing it on the turn, he's showing off how good he is that he can still keep them lined up.
He wouldn't probably want to do that in general.
Right, but also having it not be on the straightaway means there's going to be less speed because they haven't gotten farther in the race. They're still turning, so it's not just a straightaway where it's just,
Right, and the reason why he
breakneck
probably does
speed.
it on the straightaway is just that it's easier for him to do.
Yeah.
And thus, this was one where he could maybe sense that he'd been coached, so he's like, I don't think...
I'm going to throw you a curveball.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be ready for this.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Danger in relationships.
Oh, yes.
And the things that you're willing to risk yourself, but then your partner has to be there and see it happen. And so, okay, on the one hand, we have the double standard that you can get into.
Yeah.
Because Reki was doing the exact thing in the previous episode that Longa was doing here, right?
Right.
Now, to be fair, you hadn't had someone get physically injured yet, even though there was the track record that that's what happens to people when they race against Adam, right? So while it might not have been as in your face of a
Totally.
danger sign,
Totally.
the danger sign was there, and you still chose to ignore
Right,
it.
the danger
right?
sign was there. Reki needed to, in some ways, have it clap him upside the face in order to realize it.
Right.
And thus, we saw a change in his personality. He became afraid of Adam.
Right.
He is someone that was fearless before this to a fault.
Yeah.
Like actually to a very severe
To
fault.
in the hospital fault.
Yeah, in the hospital fault. When doing that, he realizes, I don't want to take away Longa's ability to board.
Right.
Because maybe Reki doesn't really see this that deeply, but I think on some fundamental level, he's watched Longa kind of come alive.
Yes.
In the short amount of time he's known him through his joy of boarding. And while, again, I think it's just that he doesn't want Longa to get hurt.
Sure.
I think that there's another side of it where he's like, no, I need to keep boarding with him. Like,
right.
I need that. Like, I don't want you to end up in that situation. And the thing is that Longa wants to face some side of that, not because I don't think he has a death wish or anything, but because he needs to overcome that fear that leads him to the unknown places of like what happened to my dad. Like,
exactly. And that's probably why I got the vibe of it as being a death wish, right? Because it's not the death wish, it's the I need to basically face down death, right? And beat it, right? Like I need to
the fear of it,
and that's where the short amount of time that Longa and Reki have known each other is like comes on display here, right?
It really does come on display here.
Because this is something that is a very complicated reason for why Longa's doing this, and he doesn't even fully understand it himself, right? Not in like a conscious can verbalize kind of way, right?
Definitely.
But it's but he can tell that it's there. But because they haven't known each other that long, Reki doesn't even really get the sense of the, subconscious thing, right? Or whatever, right? Like, he's just like, oh my God, you're doing this. I don't understand why. Please stop. I'm scared. I've already gotten injured. I don't want that to happen to you too.
Yeah.
Totally understandable.
Yeah, there's a lot that we can get into here because, like you were saying, this is a very common kind of relationship issue where because of the care that they have for the other person, but don't practice enough self-care or self-love, they end up letting themselves get hurt and do things that they're comfortable with because,
XYZ.
XYZ, what have you.
Yeah.
But that they really are hyper-protective of the other person. It's a very common sign of, at the very least, a form of love.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean necessarily, anything other than just like, hey, they care
for
about
the person's
you.
well-being.
Yeah. But specifically in this area where Longa is starting to feel an exhileration, a joy of the intensity that comes with giving yourself so fully to, well, not just a sport, but to the feeling and the kind of the absorbing of the experience of that sport at its highest point.
Oh yeah.
There is I would say a drunken rapture that you can find yourself falling into when you do something like running past your limits to the point where you actually feel like you're flying, where you feel weightless, where your feet like tap the ground, and yet you maintain that 15 mile an hour speed, or what have you, and you're just going.
Well, and something that I want to bring up that is a bit of it's going out on a limb a bit, but the whole idea of Longa feeling like, skateboarding, it's the closest thing to snowboarding that he can get out here. Cool.
Right.
And so there's an element of where then he feels connected to his dad, right?
Yeah.
He's now gone.
Yeah.
Sure. But on top of that, with the age that these characters are, Longa's experience with snowboarding would have been his dad teaching him. And, oh, my dad's so cool. Oh, look at all the things that he can do. And as he gets better, as he grows up, he can feel maybe more connected or more close to his dad because he's able to start doing some of the things that his dad can do, right?
Yep.
You get to that point where it's not just this is the person that's
my dad's a god,
teaching
an
me.
Icon.
Yeah, exactly. To then getting more to the point of being like a peer, right?
Yeah, you're going in parallel,
right,
in tandem.
And given how good he is at skateboarding, I imagine it got pretty darn close to that. Even maybe even to the point where they were actually at the same level. But given that he is still young, there is very much the possibility that he might not have fully gotten there yet, right?
Yeah,
so that's one of the things that was taken away from him as a result of his dad dying.
I definitely think that's part of it, because while we know that he has not been in Japan long, because of the actual move and stuff like that. We don't know exactly
when
his dad died.
Right. It would probably be recently, but
right. But there is we can assume that on some level it's not necessarily too long ago.
Right.
But that being said, moves take a while.
Yep.
Grief and all that.
Oh yeah.
Just a lot of people don't like to do dramatic things in the midst of grief.
Right.
So you're right. It could have been something where they were languishing a bit in Canada, not knowing what to do.
And it's then, you know what, we should move.
We should reset. We should move. And thus they make the decision.
Right.
So, there's a very real possibility that now as he starts to feel himself evolving and growing in this new sport, it feels kind of like he's being taught by his father all over again. And while this, man predator is basically the one doing it in that regard,
there's still that element of it's someone that's good enough that's able to actually push him. And given that because again, anything that he does in skateboarding, I imagine it's like the at most 90% of what he would do in snowboarding kind of a thing, right? Like there'd still be those things of where he'd be even more impressive of a snowboarder than he is of a skateboarder. Yeah. Even though maybe he does some specific things that people wouldn't have seen because he's bringing in other skills, right?
Sure.
And so...
Like the jump.
Yeah, like the jump. And so with something like this, that totally makes sense that he would want to keep skating with Adam because it's I want to still get better at this thing. And this is the next best thing to the thing that I did with my dad. And so, it's not necessarily, taking into, like, there's that part of where he's blind to the dangers because he's like, no, I can see them, but I don't really count them, right? Like I don't really think too long about them because
he already moved past that in snowboarding. In a lot of ways, that would be to regress to being a novice at snowboarding.
Sure.
And snowboarding, in his mind, is way more dangerous than anything to do with skateboarding.
Right, because his dad
actually died.
Yeah.
So in a lot of ways, it might take a literal death or something akin to that, like a back breaking or something like that, in order for things to get that serious for Longa to see it that way.
And that's where I was kind of surprised when they said, 2 weeks, you'll be full recovery. I was kind of thinking this would be like you're going to be out of commission for 3 months.
I mean, but yeah, even still,
just to like bring that full like
teenager breaking their arm, or breaking like something that takes 3 months to recover. It's still not that big of a deal.
No, you're right. But just, I thought that it was going to go into the direction of Longa being the one who then gets scared because then it brings up the whole idea of his dad having died. But instead, they're going for the other angle where it's that Reki is now the one who's scared because of course he is. Well, and Longa is doing the thing that he was doing.
Well, right. But again, Longa does feel some small measure of fear about this. He is not entirely fearless. But the thing that's confusing is that to him, he's not sure what the other feelings are. And the other feelings are stronger, but they're also like even more localized and specific. Like the feeling of being like warped through this like hyper space kind of gate here, being taken into a world of color and speed and euphoria. One, that's really cool.
Sure.
But I love that we don't even know whether this is a physical, like, direct feeling of just being in the zone.
Sure.
Or if this is some aspect of being entranced and seeing what it's like to follow someone who is a master at their craft like his father. And
is that the emotional experience that he's getting as a result of the connection that he has to his father? Is it just showing how badass Adam is and that, oh wow, it's cool to be able to do this?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it vicarious? Is it something of his own enjoyment? Is it something where he's a bit entranced by Adam's actual joy that he has in this? Because this is probably the part where the persona of Adam needs to kind of be taken in measure with the idea that he is this stiff, basically.
Sure.
And so if he takes on the persona of Adam that is this like vivacious, seductive, just animal, in a lot of ways, you could say that's his true self just being able to come out. Or you could say that's actually something that he himself also drums up. He also, like, kind of, meditates and channels on and tries to, find.
Right.
And so when he says he found his Eve or what have you, it's that he's found another person who actually is willing to throw everything on the line for the sport, the joy of it. And that could get into some fun, but also very depressing areas for Adam.
Yes.
If he thinks nobody else really here actually loves this just for the sake of the boarding itself. They're all doing this because they want the fame, the notoriety, all this other stuff. So he's like, fine, I'll lean into that so you guys actually might end up bringing me somebody worthy of actually, like, sharing my passion with,
so, thought experiment.
Yeah.
If the personas that they adopt here are not just, showmanship and all that stuff to make themselves seem cool and make people love all that, but it's this is that side of myself that is not getting properly addressed or fed or cared for in my regular life. And so then I do that here, right? And it's a way to balance the scales. Most of the people that do this regularly. And so the amount of concentration that they need to have on the side of the skateboarding persona in order to balance out the regular life is not as much.
Yeah.
Whereas with Adam, because he does this almost never, it has to be really concentrated.
Right. So I think he hypercharges it specifically because of that.
And so it's effectively a form of Adam trying to get his needs met, right? Now, the fact that he then disappeared, that's interesting, and I want to know what the deal is there, because
there was some kind of sundering and falling out with Joe
with
and
the friend
Cherry.
group.
Yeah, that they actually, like, as a trio, and potentially there was even more people. Like there's nothing to say that there isn't some, like, mystery dead person that,
that Adam basically, like, caused to have a real bad accident on Ant or something like that.
Because his notoriety came from somewhere originally.
Yep.
Like,
and where
I would not be surprised if it's someone that died, like broke their neck, or they're like they're a vegetable.
Yeah,
like, in the hospital.
They were never able to come back to S again, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some element of that is why Adam left, because it's I'm trying to basically do this thing that is how I balance out, my hyper-controlled, I don't feel free life. And then he isn't able to get it, right? Either because the people that are with him aren't quite as psycho as him, right? Or whatever, right? And so he ends up leaving. But that in of itself almost feels like a form of, like, giving up, or like the mild passive sort of self-harm where, like, you stay up too late because you want to have some freedom of choice because you're stressed about other things, even though the staying up late actually, like, has a negative effect on your life, kind of a thing, like it kind of feels like that. And so now that he then sees somebody who's actually, like, doing all this crazy stuff, he's like, ooh, okay, maybe I can have that opportunity to, get my rocks off or whatever, right? And so he comes back and he's like, all right, cool, and he races. And when he first races against Longa at the beginning, when he does the, the original, like, death hug or whatever, or love hug, he does it in this particular way. Longa manages to avoid it. And that's the point where he's like, oh, shit. And so what I think it is that Adam was effectively going easy on him there because he's like, I think there might be something to this kid. Or I want to show up this kid and all that stuff, but I don't actually want him to, like, die.
No,
right?
I don't want him to be ruined.
I don't want to break my new toy.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And so I'm going to play with it not too rough at the start, right? And then, then Longa does the whole thing and he's like, oh, fantastic.
It is on.
Right.
I fucking loved his voice acting. Just
how he hams it up so well.
It. Well, no, just how into it he got. Because I think at that point he wasn't hamming it anymore. I think that's him just being like, oh, yes! Like, that's just the...
That's post No Nut November,
Right. He just had a full release, my friend. Like, oh, okay.
Also, the idea, I love that he, like, Longa was like, nah, he didn't start, you know, when Adam started to go for the smoke. And it's like, okay, all right, that's how it is. But then Adam still is just like, not even as like I'm going to let him get a hard head start to make this more fun. Just the so completely shaken by what happens that he just actually just stops and is like, my brain needs to process and catch up with what happened. You know, like, and then he goes into the, oh yeah.
Well, I think that's because there's something fun about the mask in that we don't know necessarily what emotion he's feeling outside of his mouth and his voice.
Sure.
So in a fun way, you could see the mask as something that leans into the persona.
Yeah.
But I also want to posit that the mask is because in a lot of ways, you're a little bit afraid and you're a little bit guarded.
Yes.
And
so people can't know that, like,
I care about this that much, you know?
Right. Like I can't risk people here recognizing who I am in the real world as a result of seeing me here.
Well, yes. Obviously, that's the main reason why you wear a mask. But I'm talking about the other reason, which is the emotional one, which is like when you know you've built all this notoriety. Obviously, you can't have people recognizing you and stuff.
Yeah.
But if it was just that. If it was just that,
yeah, if it was just that,
I feel like there'd be other ways to do this.
Right, and the fact that there was the sundering of the friendship, that, like, it's weird. They very much are building Adam up as the next main character after Longa and Reki, which I guess makes sense because he's the current main antagonist and all that, right?
Right, and we're also like in a very short, fast-paced story kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah, like we aren't, having like this episode was Longa racing Adam, not, Joe and Cherry racing Adam.
Right.
Right.
Like we're
that's
going straight to this, and the only reason why we didn't have basically it end is just the cops showed up. Which is fun setup for our redhead girl character who is stalking Adam.
Yep.
Because she's potentially in the know about this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fun because if she's like a, hard, tough as nails cop or what have you that sees the corruption going on and is I'm going to cut straight to the quick of this.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the real world story to kind of have its own stakes and stuff.
Yes, that'll be a lot of fun. Also, with the cops showing up, I love the idea that, yes, of course, this, S would be accessible by road, for vehicles and all that stuff.
Oh, of course it is.
That's probably how it got built in the first place,
But he bought the police for this.
No, yeah, he bought the police for this. But I love that once the cops show up, his assistant butler dude or whatever is just there with the car. Like the fact that they've been doing this whole S race and everything.
He's square excelled.
Yeah, exactly. Soon as, I'm just picturing all the people that are at the top that are diving out of the way as he's just shifts it into Matthew.
They're used to this.
Rips down the road.
This is a race course. You think these people are like, oh my God, why am I walking in the middle of the... No, fucking that. No,
yeah, sure.
They're on their phones watching the feed, basically
that's,
on the side. Or they're running specifically ahead to their spots along the side.
I just love the hyper competent assistant trope. And so the idea that it's just, the police are here. Instantly the car is there. I'm just like, yes, I love it.
Because he was probably driving before they heard the sirens and stuff.
He probably has
have cameras and things that tripped something, and they're like,
some police scanner that's
remember, we've seen security and stuff and all kinds of people at different parts and things like that. So this is a well-oiled machine.
That's right.
And the idea that just one cop car that shouldn't be here threw that all off, that's fun. Because that means our antagonist has antagonists.
Right.
Which makes us get more attached to...
Yeah, exactly. Having antagonists struggle with their own little things, is always fun.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You got an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.